All right, we are live, and I have been trying to figure out different ways of doing stuff from my phone. So hopefully this all still sounds good and looks okay. I have this 34-inch monitor, and I think it makes it strange to do this streaming stuff. But that's just me, I'm not sure. I don't know what I don't know. So today we're going to do a quick meditation, and then I'm going to actually show my function health biomarkers and to kind of talk over what's the point of this, why do this kind of thing, and just do kind of a brief overview of what my goals are with doing that level of biomarker gathering, and how much I'm going to be, the things I've changed, and then what's going to happen once we do the next round of tests. So, but first, let's do a guided meditation. Been having issues with my phone connecting to the wrong network. Which is now saying there's no internet connection, so doesn't seem like I'm having trouble connecting to the stream, so. All right, make sure you are sitting comfortably. Keep your eyes open for now. Just do a soft focus. Let's take some big, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And with the next out breath, close your eyes. And allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Feel the weight of the body pressing down. Notice the different points of contact between the body and the seat or the floor beneath you. Arms on the legs, maybe. Notice the different sounds around you. Just noticing as they come and go. As you bring the attention back to the body now, noticing how the body feels in this moment. Is there any sense of tiredness, ease, tightness? And starting at the top of the head, scan down. Notice what feels comfortable and uncomfortable without trying to change anything. If you haven't done already, just notice the breath. Notice where in the body you feel that movement. Now, as you continue to follow the breath, just noticing the rhythm. Notice how each breath is perhaps a little longer or shorter than the last. Now, resting the mind on the breath that way, counting the breaths as they pass. And if any stage the mind wanders off, just acknowledge that and let it go. And gently bring the attention back to the breath again. The moment you realize the mind has wandered, just let it go and bring the attention back to the breath. Just letting go now on that focus on the breath. And just let your mind be free. And now just bringing the attention back to the body, to the space around you. Coming back to that feeling of contact between the body and the surface beneath you. Feeling the contact between the hands and the arms resting on the legs. And starting to notice the different sounds around you. Feeling of the air or smells, familiar yourself with the space. When you're ready in your own time, just gently opening the eyes again. All right, well, that felt good as always. Now I am going to show off the Function Health site. Okay. So let's see if we can get that to show up. All right, there it is. So functionhealth.com. And so what this is what is Function Health? So basically it's a membership for $4.99 a year, which gives you 100 plus lab tests at the start of the year. No hidden costs. There's no insurance required. 60 plus follow-up tests, 3 to 6 months to track the changes. So it's a way to get, take charge of your own health. And then when you take these blood tests, it's like you go in, they draw 10 vials of your blood, and then the next week you come back and they do 10 more, and then you do a urine test. They have an app, Android, iOS, and then they have this website. Then about 2 weeks later, you get a written summary from a clinician. It kind of explains what they all mean, and they tell you, here's all all the biomarkers that are out of range. Here's all the biomarkers that are in range, and they make suggestions on food and supplements that you could eat to potentially improve those, and then improve those biomarkers. They also have a ton of tests you can do add-ons, which I haven't done yet. And so now I'm going to go ahead and show you my biomarkers. Make sure I'm logged in. Okay, here we go. So, gives you a biological age, which you can see right there. And so my biological age is 3.2 years younger than my real age. And I'm hoping to reduce that. That's my goal of all this stuff, is to get that down to below 45. That would be a great biological age to get back to. Of the biomarkers they tested, 82 are in range and 25 are out of range. You can see here the clinician's notes. And then down here are all the categories. So autoimmunity, blood, immune regulation, metabolic, thyroid, etc. And then, of course, you can see all the heart ones. Now, heart ones, gave me the most for concern. And it kind of, I'd already decided to do a more keto-oriented diet because I felt like my inflammation, I started to learn about inflammation, and I felt like my inflammation was really high. I was intermittent fasting at that point, and I still am. I do 16 hours of not eating and 8 hours of eating. But during that 8 hours of eating, I was basically eating whatever I wanted. If I wanted a bowl of ice cream, which I would usually only have a scoop, or if I wanted fries, or if I wanted to, anything, I would just, whatever I felt like eating, I would eat during the 8 hours. During that period of time, I still lost 20 pounds just eating like that, with only adding walking to my exercise regimen, where I would try to walk more. So that actually worked, and I did that for a while. But then I did these tests, and you can see that my biomarkers there's quite a lot out of range. Now, all of these biomarkers are for different things. So that's called the ApoB. That's a really popular one. You can see that I am at 150, and the range is 90. So that's way out of range. I have a lot of great information here, why it matters, all the information about it. So now HDL large measures the amount of large HDL particles below range. So why it matters. Let's see here. Summary. So this is a very important biomarker for assessing metabolic and cardiovascular health. I'm not going to sit here and explain all these. It's too much. But as you can see, there's up and down, and I don't even know what they all are. Cholesterol, so my HDL cholesterol, my good cholesterol, quote unquote, good cholesterol, was in range. Now, this is another one, the HSCRP, and this is an inflammation marker. Now, my hope is, because I'm not eating a lot of inflammatory foods, that this one is going to go way down. And they're suggesting I get the tests in June, and so I may do that. I'm going to get that second round of tests. LDL mediums above range. So LDL plays a role in, there's particles in your blood, and they can go in, if they're too small, they can go in and bind with your blood vessels, and that's what causes plaque to build up. So my LDL particles were super high. Look at that. Pattern A, peak size. So that was pretty close to being in range. So they need to be bigger. The small particles are the worst ones because those are the ones that can bind into the blood vessels. Then my LDL cholesterol was way above 100. Lipoprotein, fine. Non-HDL cholesterol, 223. That's the traditional, I think that's the traditional cholesterol. Total cholesterol is the traditional cholesterol. So below 200 is good. I was at 270 during this test, so we'll see if that goes down. And this is above range. My triglycerides. So you can see that, it provides you a ton of data, a ton of information about the heart and about the other things. Now, so some of the other things that it shows, they do blood tests. They do tests on your blood, electrolytes, environmental toxins, all the heart ones, immune regulation. Again, that's the one that's all about inflammation. Kidneys and liver are fine. Male health is fine. Metabolic, so hemoglobin, A1C, and uric acid, those are both out of range. The hemoglobin gauges inflammation. So both the big inflammation tests were showing a lot of inflammation. And then my omega-3 is out of range. And then there was some indication of some potential autoimmune stuff. Where was that? But I don't have any symptoms, so it's really probably just my body being different than the average. So anyway, there's my biomarkers, function health, and my plan is to get retested, do the follow-up, which is part of that $4.99 you pay. And then based on that, I may adjust the diet. So like if my inflammation numbers don't change, or if my cholesterol numbers don't change, then I may adjust my diet to be even higher in omega-3, because I've added a lot of salmon to my diet and some lamb to try to get my omega-3s up. I'm not currently taking a omega-3 supplement. I may start taking that. But, I've given my body 6 months to recover from and to adjust to a low carb diet, basically zero carb diet. And then after that, we'll see if adding back in, I may add some carbs in. I may try to follow more closely the recommendations here for the foods and supplements that they make. Here, I'll show you that here. It's pretty cool. So, it's suggesting that I should be eating broccoli, collard greens, almonds, chia seeds, and flax seeds. And it explains why, what it may impact, what those foods may impact. Now, I also suffer from kidney stones. And so foods that are high in oxalates, like almonds and spinach, those can lead to, like taking too much vitamin C, can lead to kidney stones in some people. So if I do eat lots of almonds, I've also got to eat dairy that's high in calcium, because the oxalates will bind with the calcium in your gut instead of in your body, in the kidneys. And so that can definitely be a factor in picking the foods. But like, I'm not eating any of these foods right now. Now it says what to limit: brown sugar, high fructose, white sugar, powdered sugar. So all of those things I have been totally limiting. I've definitely not had any of that since February. So I've been doing a 0 carb diet. Now let's look at the supplements it suggests to take. Omega-3 fatty acids, berberine, rice juice, fiber, and alpha lipic. I'm not taking any of those right now. The ones I am taking, let's see. I'm taking a potassium citrate, a vitamin D, and a quercetin. And that's basically it. So after this next round of tests, then I will make a determination about which one of those things and whether I'm going to, adjust the foods that I'm eating. All right. And I think that's enough for today. We'll play some Diablo tomorrow. But I just wanted to share